Hey everyone, welcome to Willow's Whimsy. Thank you so much for stopping by. This is my series, Neecie's Many Musings. It's the potluck of my channel, so I kind of have different series that I do that I put into certain playlists, and this is just stuff that isn't covered. It could be an extra in one of my series where I go into delve in a little deeper, or it could be a story time, or it could be an opinion piece, a rant, what have you. And, I did mention in my niece's journey to better health, shame. And how sad is it that I have been on the planet for so many years and lived most of my life from a place of shame. Guilt is something we feel over something we've done. It's temporary. So like a little kid goes shoplifting and they get away with it, but they feel really bad about it. It's to me, guilt is like, oh, okay, I did this. I don't feel good about it. I don't feel good at all. I hurt someone, or I just don't feel right. Maybe no one got hurt, but I know I did it and it feels icky. It's an indicator, oops, don't do that again. Ugh, Shame is about who we are. So it permeates everything. And it's constant and it's consistent. And over time, if it's not addressed, you live your life, you make choices from that place. And I don't think shame in and of itself is a mental health disorder. I think that, I have borderline personality disorder, and I think it goes hand in hand with that. We can come off with a lot of rage and bravado and ego, but really we're shame-based. All of that stems out of this feeling of, for me, it's I'm not good enough. I'm expendable. I'm not a priority to others, so why should I be a priority to myself? It all stems kind of from there, And self-sabotage is a big piece of borderline personality disorder, but I also think when you are shame-based, you self-sabotage. So I've got a double whammy, from both sides. Shame over here, BPD over here. There's lots of different schools of thought on how to get through shame. One of them is stop living in the past, stop worrying about the future. What are we dealing with now? Like, even if you're causing chaos, like stop and look at that and stop it in its tracks now, so that shame doesn't have to keep reliving itself. And how do you let go of the past? People talk about forgiveness. People talk about things like resentment, replaying bad choices over and over and over again. I still struggle with this one, but I do think the biggest piece is that staying present, because I can't go back and change any of it. None of it. I can say, I am sorry. I can make an amends. Amends to me is not, I'm sorry. How many effing times did I say I'm sorry in my lifetime? It's not, I'm sorry. It's great if you're sorry. But so many of us who have all these issues are sorry until we do it again. Shame causes more shame. And an amends, to mend something, is to fix it. Stop behaving like that. And, it's not in the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous. I'm going to talk about that for a second, because it talks about making amends to others, except when to do so would injure them or others, them meaning yourself. But made amends to such people. No, it's about making them to other people. It doesn't talk about making amends to yourself, but trying to change this shame thing is a big amends to me. It's an I love you, Denise. You do matter. You are lovable. You are a lot of really wonderful things. Your presence on this planet means something, not only to whatever you choose to call God, but the people who love you. And trying to focus on that and letting go. Letting go. If you have resentments, letting go. And it can be very hard because we hold on to trauma and crisis and hurtful things. I do remember wonderful things that people have said to me over the years, but I remember more so the criticisms. And if people were unkind, those are the things I remember. And that's because shame wants me to. You're bad. You did this. But as far as what other people have done to you, you can't control them either. You can't make them see the error of their ways. This is my journey. You have yours. We each have our own journey. So focusing on what others have done to us, at the end of the day, unless you're using it to say, why am I attracted to this? Why did I allow this behavior or put up with it or whatever? And then change that within yourself, like using it as a growth tool for yourself. It does no good. It keeps you sick. It keeps you in anger. It keeps you in pain and hurt, in victimization, which is a horrible perspective to live your life from. I still have so much that hurts me, but I don't live in that anymore. A lot of people talk about forgiveness, and I never understood why I couldn't do a video on forgiveness. And I realized some things don't require or deserve, quite frankly, forgiveness, especially if a person refuses to take accountability for bad behavior and for things that caused harm and their part in things. Here again, I can't control that. So as opposed to forgiving someone, I look at it as just let them go. These aren't people I want in my life. These aren't people I require, in my life to have a healthy, loving, fulfilling life. And I also generally don't offer forgiveness unless it's asked for. Because for me, by letting go, it's an acceptance of what you did, but it's also an acceptance that I will never accept that again. And that's letting go. You do you, boo. Have fun with that, and I'm going to be over here just living my best life. Stop giving people rent-free space in your head. Because they're living their life, doing their thing. They don't give a shit about you. And if they do, and they come to see that they caused you harm, and I am talking, this means people can do this with me too if I've caused harm. I'm not trying to say, all these people. I'm just saying for the people in my life who are harmful, be harmful, do you, like I said. I don't have to engage. Let go. If they change, if they have whatever, I was going to say denouement, epiphany, within them, their own selves, and they see that they probably caused damage, and they come to you and they're genuine, and they say, I'm sorry. That's when I forgive. That's when I say, I hold them accountable and say, yes, this really did hurt me. If I had a part in something that I did wrong, I always respond and say, listen, I acknowledge that I did this, this, and this. I want you to know that I too am sorry if those things hurt you. What you did hurt me, but I forgive you. It has to be genuine and it has to be asked for. This is my perspective. It doesn't have to be everybody else's. So I started out with shame and I kind of went somewhere, so I'm going to wrap this up. But I do think a big piece of shame is letting go of the past. We cannot go back. Trying to stay present and make the best choices for myself and the people I love and the community, right? And maybe the planet on a really big level if you want to out there. Today, right now. Because at least if you're doing that and you're working on letting go of the past stuff, it's easier to begin to get out of that cycle of shame. And for me, that's the first part. There's more to this, obviously. But shame seems to be the big word the last couple weeks, and really realizing and feeling shame over how ashamed I am of myself. And wanting to just let that go. Wanting to let that go. So, thank you for tuning in. And I'm trying to create a like-minded community just for support of one another and sharing our journeys. And I'm so glad you're here and you checked me out. I would just ask if you like the video that you give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell. I'm working on downloading on a regular basis, or uploading or publishing or whatever you call it, and commenting. Feel free to comment. So, okay, you guys, I will be back next week. I hope you have a great week. See you then.